Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Table Rock Sports coverage of Oregon high school football. From the 4A ranks, you have the powerhouse Henley Hornets versus 3A powerhouse and the Cascade Christian Challengers. Tonight, we're at the home of the Challengers at Gary H. Wheeler Field inside the Lithia Driveway Sports Complex here in Medford, Oregon, just south of town. Oh, it's a great evening for football. The calendar may say that it's fall, but summer is making its last stand as we head towards our 7 o'clock kickoff. The temperature here at the ballpark is 74 degrees, and then the sun will be headed down here in about 15 minutes. And by the time this is probably all said and done, it'll be down to about 66 degrees. So we're kind of getting into that time of year where things begin to change. And, of course, while it may start to cool down here eventually next week, Mark, we know that as far as the action, it has just begun to heat up in terms of, we knew that the Vail game was going to be a good one with the state runner-up and the Vail with the Vail Vikings. And then, we knew that there would be a tough opponent with Siuslaw after a couple of games. And then finally last week against Siuslaw, we expected a tough game, and well, just the way things work, sometimes, things go your way. Sometimes you're the windshield, and sometimes you're the bug.
Well, and really with Siuslaw, they struggled just, getting things going, and then, losing their quarterback certainly didn't help. And so I think they're going to be fine once, depending on the status of their quarterback. But and they'll even figure out, even if they don't have their quarterback, I think. But everything that went wrong in that game could go wrong for them and did go wrong for them, and it was just a rough night. But the Challengers tonight facing an opponent that's probably the toughest of any of them that they've seen so far, and the Henley Hornets. And, they've taken on some really good challenges so far already this year themselves, taking care of business their first week out against Marist Catholic, beating them 33-7. Marist, a preseason top 10 team in the 4A. And then last week they lost to a really good Thurston Colts team, 27-35. So 8-point loss there for the Hornets. So they've shown that they can play with really good teams. They're going to be playing, obviously, another good team tonight in the Challengers.
Well, we're looking forward to a good game, and it's that iron sharpening iron thing. When you think about what the league schedule looks like here in the Southern Oregon Conference, you're not going to find an opponent in league any tougher than one of the top teams in the 4A. And again, Henley, just one of those programs that typically they don't rebuild, they reload. And remember the dramatic affair that we had last year over at their place between the Challengers and the Hornets. Hornets started out strong early. Challengers answered the bell, and it was a game that really kind of went down to the wire, a high-scoring affair that the Hornets were able to take away for a victory. I think probably if you're the Challenger brain trust, you want to win the game. You'll plan to win the game. You'll play to win the game. But on the other hand, maybe if it's a game where you get hit in the mouth a couple of times, that actually might be good for your team.
Well, and I think that's why you schedule a game like this. You want to play good teams. And the Challengers so far, they haven't really. I mean, they thought they were going to get some more, resistance in the first part of the season, but they've really played so well early that even teams like Vail that they suspected were going to be tough. Vail was tough, but the Challengers prevailed, and it was an easy go-away win in the fourth quarter for them. And then Douglas, not a lot of resistance there. Hidden Valley, not very good. And Siuslaw, didn't really stand up to the test either.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
The Cascade Christian High School Band playing our national anthem this evening. Moments away from kickoff. We'll just take a quick opportunity here to recognize our sponsors, and then we'll be back with more coverage here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Tonight's officials, back judge Jay Campbell.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Welcome back to Gary H. Wheeler Field in Medford. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore on the mic. On the camera tonight, Joseph Brett. I tell you what, I think we're all looking forward to a barn burner, and for the challengers, the stiffest test that they've had to date. A lot of familiar faces, lots of experience, a lot of senior leadership on this Henley team, and they're a very well-coached football team. And Mark, it's been the MO of the Hornets to pass the ball so far, but it wouldn't shock me tonight. Well, you know, I'm already just kind of teeing it up for you, because I think that there's probably one way they're going to test that people might not expect.
Well, I think they'll try to run the football a little bit. I mean, I look at the challenger defense, and you and I both know from what we've seen so far that the teams that have had success against Cascade have ran the football. And I'm sure if Henley's watched a few of the films, they're going to be seeing that. We'll see if their coaches make some of those adjustments. But you know, sometimes spread teams spread the field out so they can do what? So they can run.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you remember the Chip Kelly Ducks, they love to do that. They love to spread the field out and run the football. So I suspect we'll see some of that tonight. I also suspect Henley is going to try to use some of that speed on the edge they have against that challenger defense as well. So expect them to do. I think you're going to see some mirror images of each other as far as how these two spread teams operate on offense.
Well, it should be a fun football game, and of course, by all measure, thinking about how close the last couple of games have been between these two teams, it should be a battle of titans. You got one of the top 4A programs in the state against one of the top 3A programs in the state. I wouldn't say necessarily that the challengers have overachieved, but I think probably in many ways people would probably tell you maybe they've actually come out and done a little bit better than expected.
Yeah, I'd say they've done a little bit better than expected, just because of there's so many questions on the offensive and defensive lines for this to start the season for the challengers. But they found guys, as they seem to always do, to fill in those spots. And we knew the linebacking core on the defense and the secondary, very experienced, very seasoned people, and really so the lines were the question. And so far the lines have been, I wouldn't say they've been stellar, but they've been sufficient.
Well, they're definitely at, I would say, the place you would expect them to be in terms of their growth. And the good news for that is, I think over time, they will only just continue to get better. Now,
Yes.
one of the challenges they faced last week was working without their center and nose tackle, Tucker Maben. At least initially, I see him suited up, but I would imagine his playing time might still be on the limited side. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I would suspect if they're going to use him on one side or the other, they would use him on offense. Snapping the football and blocking is usually a little less than trying to rush the passer or play defense. So we'll see how that plays out, and hopefully that'll come together nicely for him. And we'll see how much he plays and how much he doesn't. I think they need him tonight. And obviously you don't want to get him hurt any more than he was with that shoulder, but. If he's good enough to play, I would expect to see him on offense is what I expect to see him, snapping that football.
All right, the Challengers will be dressed up in their home dark uniforms, the purple uniforms this evening, with the white numerals. Meanwhile, it'll be Henley with their white road uniforms, gold and blue. And it'll be the Hornets kicking to the Challengers.
Yeah, little bit of the Pittsburgh Steeler look, maybe.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Yeah, you got a little bit of there, and of course, that's a fierce color scheme and fitting of a fierce football team.
So, Challengers used to being on defense first. Tonight will be on offense first.
Back deep to receive for the Challengers will be Bryson Walker, number 2, and number 6, Caleb Scaglione, who just had a whale of a game, scored just about every way you could have in the game last week. The Hornets will get ready to kick it off, and that is Luke Belzotti, number 33, a 5'9", 165-pound junior. The whistle blows. The hay is in the barn. End-over-end kick. Scaglione there to take it at the 12-yard line. He'll cross the 20, get it up to about the 23, and that's where the Challengers will start out offensively. Let's go ahead and look at that starting lineup for the Challenger offense. That quarterback will be Derek Farmer, joined in the backfield by Bryson Walker, Caleb Scaglione, Caleb Parker, Seth Scaglione, and Alex Fianacca are the receivers. On the line, Blake Patereau, Brady Dorner, Wyatt Hurley, Joey Menard III, and Nathan Kuhl. We'll get the defensive starters for the Hornets. And it looks like, Mark, we've already got it.
Yeah, block in the back on the kickoff return. So the Challenger's going to be starting from, about the 13 here.
1st and 10 at their own 13-yard line. Farmer, the quarterback, with trips to the left. Long snap count. Parker in motion. And he'll carry the football. Takes it across the 15, up to the 20, up past the 25-yard line. And a nice pickup there by Caleb Parker on the fly sweep action. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting defense for the Hornets. They'll come out with L.J. Venegas along with Theron Tyler, Jens Carl Jr. up front. It'll be Trapper Kundal, Ronan Wright, Jackson Hart, and Henry Floor, along with Jacob Bucci, Joe Janney, Sam Bennett, and Connor Shively. 1st and 10 at the 27 for Cascade Christian. Hand the ball to Walker. Walker's going to power his way forward up to about just past the 30-yard line. So positive yardage there on the run up the middle.
Yeah, give him 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7 for Cascade Christian. Nice job with a couple of run plays here to start the game. Let's see what happens here. I'd suspect that we'll see some sort of pass here. Challengers go trips to one side.
Trips to the right. Looks like we got Covey as the inside slot. Walker in the backfield along with Farmer. Farmer rolling out to his right, has room, throws the ball downfield. And it looks like from here he got it, falling towards out of bounds, and he moves the sticks for a first down.
Yeah, that's Scaglione out there. Nice job by him running about a 10-yard out, catching the football and kind of falling out of bounds as he caught it. Ball delivered right on the money that time by Farmer. So another first down for the Challengers.
They're at their own 40-yard line for Scaglione. That was his 17th catch of the year. Trips out to the left for Farmer, and they'll hand to Walker. Walker struggling to find running room. Good work by the defense. Running right there to make the stop.
Yeah, no gain. I think the Challengers are going to have a little trouble running the football against the Hornets. They are doing a good job. They're running similar to what you see the Challengers run, a little 3-4 defense. And, they do a good job of keeping those linebackers free to flow to the football.
Shotgun look, but everybody inside for the Challengers. Farmer gets some pressure, runs out of the pocket, looking downfield, has a man. Fianaka, the target, falls incomplete.
Thrown behind him, and it's a good thing it was, because it probably would have been picked if he threw it out in front of him. Good coverage down the field that time by Henley. And 3rd and 10 for the Challengers now from their own 40.
Opening series of the ball game. Farmer coming in, 31 of 57 passing for 341 yards, a pair of touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But the reality of it is, Mark, so far this season, he just hasn't had to throw the ball much.
No, he hasn't. The Challenger run game has been pretty good this season. And then the throws he has made, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of little inside screens. Hasn't thrown the ball down the field all that much this year.
Trips to the left for Farmer.
And the Challenger is going to take a timeout. Really didn't know what play they wanted to run there, it looked like. The coaching staff having some trouble getting a play into the quarterback on that one. And so they're going to call a timeout and figure out which play they really want to run here.
So take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back on Table Rock Sports.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion.
Back to action. Derek Farmer dropping back on 3rd down and 10. Throws it downfield. Pass complete. Nice grab there by Caleb Parker. He has running room. Works it down to the 31. First down, Challengers.
28-yard completion. And nice job of working himself back to the quarterback that time by Parker in order to get open. So, Farmer had someone to throw the football to.
And to answer our question about who's at center, we got Hurley over at center, moving from his guard spot this evening. So Tucker Maben, if we see him at all, it'll be in light duty.
Yeah, I kind of suspected that.
1st and 10 at the 32 of Henley. They'll hand it on the fly sweep to Scaglione. Scaglione crosses the 30-yard line, gets it down to the 29.
Scaglione on the carry, tackled by Jackson Hart.
Jackson Hart making the stop for the Hornets. Clock continuing to run, and at least so far, Challengers, they're getting a little bit of trouble from the Hornets, but they are succeeding, at least in terms of making the plays.
Yeah, mostly plays on the edge, which is kind of what I would expect to see from the Challengers, whether it's fly sweeps or screens. There's a tunnel screen right there.
Caleb Scaglione takes off and runs. Gets inside the 5, taken down at the 2.
Caleb Scaglione on the reception, brought down by Joe Janney.
So a nice little inside screen. Anytime you can get the ball to Scaglione in space, you love to see it.
2-yard line, 1st and goal.
So it'll be 1st and goal down at the 2-yard line. Challengers on their first possession of the ball game. We've got 8:04 to go. Farmer with the football, falls forward. Did he get in? He did.
Derek Connor on the keeper, touchdown.
So a touchdown for the Challengers to open the game. We'll go ahead and show you the replay on that. But one of those deals where, well, you got a nice combination of power and speed when you've got Derek Farmer. Farmer here on the play.
Alex Fianacca on to attempt.
Gets the snap. Just barely finds a seam, but manages to spin through it. Mike Patero offering his assistance on the call. And now, point after attempt by Fianacca. It is good. So the Challengers take the quick 7-0 lead, but now it'll be Henley's turn after these messages.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing
Cascade getting ready to kick it away. Fianacca. And that one lands in the back of the end zone. Well, and we only just laughed because, well, what else can you do?
Well, have you noticed that always the first one, he's got a little bit of extra juice from that adrenaline flowing, and that first kick seems to travel higher and deeper than any of the other ones, at least as we've seen so far this year. And tell you what, that's a weapon for any team. Guy that can make a 50-yard field goal and also kick those balls into the end zone on the kickoffs.
After this snap, we'll meet the starting lineup for the Hornets. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Janney out of the shotgun formation. Twin receivers to his right. We'll go ahead and hand the ball off, and the Challengers bottle it up inside. Still, the Hornets pick up a couple of yards out of it. And here's the starting offense for the Hornets. Joe Janney at quarterback, Jeremiah Brunick at running back. The receivers, Connor Shively, Kai Montag, Jacob Baki, Julian Reyes. Tony De La Rosa is on the line along with L.J. Venegas, Cooper Mathis, Theron Tyler, and Jance Call Jr. After the next play, we'll meet the Challenger defense. Janney getting a little bit of pressure, and the pass caught. And the Hornets, they've got big receivers. Looks like they're Montag with the reception. And we got a flag on the play, so we'll hold off and see.
It's after the play. It's a little skirmish after the play. Let's see if what exactly that is.
And at least by the look of them walking the penalty off, it is against the Hornets.
Versus the Hornets.
So unsportsmanlike conduct.
So they get the first down on the completion.
Now looking at the defense for the Challengers. They'll line up like this. Nathan Kuhl, Blake Patero, Alex Fianacca, Mike Covey, Caleb Parker, Wyatt Hurley, Seth Scaglione, Derek Farmer, Bryson Walker, Hutton Walker, and Caleb Scaglione. 1st and 10. They're back at their own 22. Trips to the left for the Hornets. And they'll go ahead and hand once again.
Jeremiah Brunick, the ball carrier.
Jeremiah Brunick.
First hit by Nathan Kuhl of the Challengers.
And looks like he might get about a yard out of it to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, so far the Challengers standing up to that Henley run. They got beat a little bit by the pass for the only first down so far.
2nd and long, 6:19, so we're already halfway through the first quarter. Trips to the left for Henley. Janney gets out in space, and Wyatt Hurley is there to meet him. But Janney will pick up some yardage out of this, and he is one of the more mobile quarterbacks you'll see in Oregon high school football.
Yeah, you can see he's very mobile back there. He got away from the rush when the Challengers blitzed him earlier on that play where they completed the pass, and that time he picks up about 8 yards on for 2nd down and brings up 3rd and short.
So we'll have the ball spotted at the 31-yard line. 3rd and 1. As the Hornets line up, they've got 2 receivers out to the left, along with an H-back. Single wide out on the narrow side. Here, Henley moving the football, crossing the 35-yard line up to the 38. Porter Brunick.
Bryson Walker in on the stop for the Challengers.
Or
Caleb Scaglione.
Jeremiah Brunick, and that'll pick up 1st down for the Hornets at their own 39-yard line.
Placed at the 39-yard line, 1st down.
An easy 3rd and 1 pickup. They needed 1. They got about 5. So the Challenger defense, and that's where I would be probing if I'm Henley, is that run game.
Snap to Janney. He'll roll out to his left, getting pressure from Hurley. He's looking. He'll go ahead and get it downfield. Has to throw it away, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Janney's pass intended for Connor Shibley. Sails out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah. So, pass there intended for Shively, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. 4:34 left to go in the first. Challengers lead by a touchdown, but Henley here on their first series of the game.
Moving the football fairly well so far. The Hornets, they got a couple of first downs here, and it's 2nd and 10 now after the incomplete pass.
Got a man in motion. That's number 1, Connor Shively. And here, running away with the football, carrying it upfield, Jeremiah Brunick. Brunick gets 1st down yardage and more and brings it into Challenger territory.
And again, Challengers have to tackle. Had an opportunity to take him down for a short gain. And unfortunately, Seth Scaglione not able to make the tackle. He sneaks out of that tackle and picks up 16 yards and another Henley 1st down.
Ball at the Challenger 45 with 4:03, clock running here in the first quarter. Janney will hand the ball. Once again, they get a glove on him, does Michael Covey, but not enough to slow him down too much before Brunick. Brunick, 5'10", 160 pounds. He makes all of that work for him as he picks up a couple of yards on the 1st down carry.
And, you know, we talked about it a little bit at the top of the show. The Challengers, that's the one place that we've seen them give up yards is on the ground. And so far, Henley kind of taking advantage of that. They've got a couple of first downs rushing in this drive already.
Janney dropping back, looking to his left, pass complete. There to make the catch is Connor Shively, 6-foot senior. Short of the first down, brought down by Bryson Walker.
Yeah, you see Bryson Walker come from his safety spot. He read that thing all the way, and that could have been a huge gain if he didn't come up from his safety spot and make a really nice tackle.
Well, one of the things defensive coordinator Mike Shawn talked about is defensive discipline is going to be huge in terms of the team's success.
And Henley doesn't look like they know how they want to line up, so they call a timeout.
So a timeout called by the Hornets. We've got 2:28 left to go in the first. Challengers lead 7-0, and we'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Looking for a receiver. Pass falls incomplete there on the coverage. Derek Farmer. The intended target was Kai Montag, and that'll bring up 4th down and 6. So a little bit of decision time here.
I don't see him bringing in a punt team or a punter, so we'll see what they decide to do here. But I'm guessing on this part of the field, down 7-0, they're probably going to go for it.
Ball spotted at the 41.
Well, and
of course, what's interesting here is Janney can also punt.
Well, you can tell Janney's an experienced quarterback. He doesn't get rattled. The Challengers have brought some pressure, and he just steps aside and makes good throws. Even that last throw, it wasn't caught, but it probably should have been.
He's back deep looking to throw. That ball tipped, and the Challengers take over on downs.
There's a flag down there. Let's see what that's about.
Flag on the play.
I think it's holding against Henley, but let's confirm that.
Yeah, right there at the 41,
and if it
46.
is holding, I'm sure the Challenger's going to decline that.
And it is against the Hornets.
Declined. That means the Challengers take over on down. So somebody got a hand on that football, too, on the pass play. Janney getting ready to throw the football, and one of the big linemen for the Challengers tipped that ball, and that's one of the reasons it didn't go very far.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it were Blake Patereau, about 6'4" for the Challengers. Of course, Nathan Kuhl, another big kid along that line, and Fianaka no shrimp either. So
yeah, there's some height on that line. Not a lot of size, but a lot of height.
Right. You take what you can get.
That's right.
Challengers with trips to the left. Farmer in the backfield along with Bryson Walker. 2:15 to go in the first quarter of play. Maybe do you take a shot here?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
So I'll go ahead, and Derek Farmer with that 4.5 speed breaks it out, and he runs downfield. He's to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Challengers.
59 yards on the touchdown run for Farmer, and some great blocking out on the edge by his teammates to spring him. Boy, oh boy. Just a straight quarterback sweep, and I'll tell you what, those receivers blocking down the field, and once he gets ahead of steam going, he gets past you, you're not going to catch him.
Well, what is it that Chris Berman says? Whoop!
Exactly.
Oh, man, I tell you what. When you got a quarterback who's the state champion in the 100 and the 200 meters, in track, you got an athlete.
Well, yeah.
And here's the scary part is, it's still arguable about whether he or Bryson Walker are faster.
Yeah, well, that's that. Yeah, that and put Scaglione in there too a little bit.
Yes.
And that extra point was a little challenging, but they got it up and somehow it went through.
It's like Fiannaca willed it through. Well, there we go. Challengers take the 14-0 lead. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value. Toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at Abby's.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Challengers getting set to kick it away. They turn that turnover on downs into immediate points to make it 14-0. And now Fiannaca gets set to kick it away. End over end kick. Goodbye.
Again, in high school, remember, even if you catch the ball in the end zone, you cannot return a football that travels past the goal line. So that's why you see the return men standing on, the 5-yard line or so, and knowing that if they go backwards very far, you can't return it anyway. So that's why you don't see them chasing it into the end zone.
Well, that's just like it's kind of like being George Springer watching Judge hit one into the seats.
Yeah, you just turn around and look.
Yep. But he's up there. 14-0 ball game. Challengers now on defense. Hornets have shown an ability to move the football. Janney, he's got time. He's got room. He's going to take off, and he eludes Michael Covey. You don't see that every day. And he'll end up picking up first down yardage and more, giving a thrill to the Henley fans in attendance.
Yeah, 15-yard gain, and I tell you what, he's as dangerous running the football as he is throwing it. We've seen that already.
Janney, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. That's a pretty good load for a QB.
And we're in number 18.
I know a guy who wore 18 once.
Played for the Colts a few years, and maybe a couple of years for the Broncos.
Yeah, maybe a couple of years. Yeah, that last one he got a lot of help on that. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Now, meanwhile, carrying the football, and there, taking it to the outside is Jeremiah Brunick. Brunick still on his feet as he crosses midfield and makes his way down to the 40.
Jeremiah Brunick on the carry.
Yeah, and again, the Challengers not tackling as he gets around the corner and picks up 26 yards and another first down for Henley. Already their 5th first down rushing. And that Challenger defense having some issues against the run of Henley. 74 yards rushing unofficially so far for Henley in the first quarter here.
Inside a minute to go. They're at the 39 of the Challengers. Hornets on the move. And they'll go ahead and hand the ball straight up the middle. And near the first down, if not already there. It's
Townsend on the carry for the Hornets.
Yeah, and Townsend carrying the football there, picking up 11.
10 on the play results in a first down.
Now there's a guy that you have to say is destined for. When you have a name like Handsome Townsend,
yeah, there you
go. You are headed for great. Your folks are predicting greatness for you. He's down to the 29-yard line. He had a handsome looking run, I'll tell you that. And let's see if they get this play away before.
And you can see what Henley's gone to now. They're running double tight, and they don't get it away. We'll talk about it when we get back.
All right, end of the first quarter. Challengers lead 14-0. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
With expert advice and helpful tools like our room visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
What just happened?
That's the One Effect.
Whoa.
Right now, laminate starts at only $1.99 a square foot. Carpet just 99 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
They're going double tight now.
Welcome to the start of the second quarter here at Gary H. Wheeler Field. Hornets on the move down to the 29-yard line of the Challengers. Janney looking downfield. He's got time to throw. And he's motioning traffic. He runs out of time as he pushed to the sidelines. So that'll bring up a second down and 10.
Well, and you can see what the Hornets are going to do now. They've gone to a double tight end set with slot receivers, and they're going to do what they have done over the last few plays here and just probably just run the football. I'm a little surprised they chose to throw it right there. I think they were trying to surprise the Challengers after they ran the football 3 or 4 plays in a row. They decided they got to do something different. I don't understand why coaches do that sometimes, because if you're getting 8-10 yards a carry, why do you throw the football? But he decided he needed to.
And now it'll be Janney with the keeper. He finds a little seam there, gets across the 20-yard line, and is taken down at the 17.
And there we go. He's proven my point. 13 yards on the quarterback sweep, and an easy 13 yards at that, and they pick up another first down. They're 7th, and they're approaching 100 yards on the ground now, are the Hornets.
There in the huddle, we'll see receiver Jacob Bakke in that mix of players. Also Connor Shively.
And you can see Janney's athleticism, like you mentioned. He's also probably their best running back, let alone being the quarterback.
Janney looking left. And here he gets a little bit of pressure. Going to throw toward the end zone. And the receiver can't hold on.
Well, and good coverage down there by Farmer. Kind of getting a hand in there at the last second.
Probably more so than any other game, Mark, that we've seen this season. The DBs are going to be big for the Challengers.
Well, they're being challenged already, because you can see Janney has all the time in the world to throw the football. The Challenger rush not getting to him, and they're trying to also contain him because they don't want to let him get outside of the rush. So you got to be careful about how you rush him.
Yeah.
And so I think that's some of it as well.
2nd and 10 at the 17, and they'll go ahead and hand to Brunick. And it looks like he'll get down to the 15, maybe pick up a couple of more than that. They'll spot the ball just inside the 15. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 7.
Henley over the 100-yard rushing mark now for me, anyway, unofficially. And have done a great job of running the football against the Challengers so far. And Challengers don't seem to have an answer for this double tight end look that the Hornets are running out of.
Clock running with 10:22, and now immediate pressure, and they're going to call the pass incomplete. He had it for a second. Connor Shively there, and he can't hold on. That'll bring up 4th and 7, but here it's elementary. I think especially at 14-0. Maybe if you
lead,
lead,
unless you had a kicker, you could kick a field goal here, but it doesn't look like the Hornets are going to do that. So I'm guessing they don't have anybody they think can make maybe about a 31-yard field goal from here. So 4th and 7, that's a chunk to get. And if you're the challengers, you got to contain the quarterback here.
Right.
You could see them doing quarterback sweep like they did just a few plays ago and got quite a few yards out of it.
Going in motion is Reyes, and Janney escapes, throws the football, but it's incomplete, and the challengers take over on downs.
Wow. You can't let him get out of that situation, but somehow he did.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that challengers will be able to do that again. We got a flag on the play, and
what is it?
Not seeing where the laundry is.
Ineligible man downfield. Obviously, the challenger's going to decline that.
Well, we've seen the challengers get in trouble with that a couple of times. It's all, like you say, it's always those plays where things are kind of busted up, and it's a long running play. And
if you remember right, that's one of the emphasis for the officials again this year is watching that. You can only be 2 yards downfield. If you're any further than 2 yards downfield when the pass is thrown as a lineman, then you're downfield illegally, and we've seen quite a few of those called this year.
1st and 10 for the challengers at their own 14.
So again, the challenger bend but not break defense comes into play.
Split out wide to the left is Parker, and they got receivers in tight over to the right side. And actually kind of an empty look. Got a man in motion, and on that play, Farmer tries to make chicken salad out of chicken feathers, and he might pick up a couple yards out of that. That's what speed will do for you.
Yeah, and you can see him trying to angle toward the sideline. He knows if he gets outside the containment, he's going to be running for days like he did on the last series. So he tries to cut that back to the outside. Just good defense by Henley, keeping him from getting into the open field.
You know, these are two very well-coached teams.
Oh, absolutely. Both these teams, like you said, perennial playoff teams, and definitely, and we got a false start on the challengers.
So penalty against the challengers, and this is really not a place where you want that.
False start.
And so they'll walk that off against Cascade. Now the ball spotted at about the 11-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and
14.
Ball is placed
yes.
at the 11-yard line. 2nd down.
See what the challengers call here. Again, they haven't had a lot of success running the ball inside the tackles. So most of what they've done tonight has been running the ball on the edges.
And here, Parker in motion, swing a little pass to Walker. Walker doesn't get very far, tries to keep his feet, kind of trips up for a little bit.
Walker on the reception for the challengers, no gain on the play.
And no real gain on the play to bring up a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, that was a good job by the Henley defense of sniffing out that screen and not letting Walker get going. He just catches the ball and immediately pretty much tackled.
Farmer trips to the right. Single setback is Bryson Walker. Farmer got to let it fly, and the pass complete. There with the reception is Mr. Everywhere, Caleb Scaglione, as the challengers pick up a 1st down.
And that ball was thrown right on the money, right into the seam behind the linebackers and in front of the safeties. Great route and great throw by Farmer. That one was on the money.
Well, you know, last week, out of all the good highlights and everything, the challengers struggled a little bit in the passing game. Of course, again, they haven't really had to throw that much, and it's good to see, if you're a Challengers fan, Cascade successful in the passing game, because they know that in the big games they're going to need that too. And now Farmer throwing the football, pass is complete. Looks like another Challenger 1st down. Hutton Walker, baby brother, gets the reception and moves the chains. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's coverage possible, including the Lithia Superstore on Highway 62. Your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Fiat vehicles and trucks. Our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore.
Well, those are two of the best throws I've seen from Farmer this year, and he just stood right in there in both cases and took a step forward, got some good protection from his lineman, and threw a strike to those receivers down the field.
Scaglione in motion, moving to the left side. They'll go ahead and hand to Walker. Walker speeds out of the backfield, crosses the 40-yard line, up to near the 43.
Carson Walker on the carry, stopped by number 6, Ronan Wright of the Hornets.
Ronan Wright making the tackle for the Hornets.
Second and 7.
So far for the Challengers tonight, 86 yards on the ground, most of them coming on that 59-yard run by Farmer, and 94 yards in the air. So a nice balanced first half so far for Cascade Christian.
Second down and 7 with trips to the right. Farmer, quick swing pass there to Scaglione. He's not going to get real far on that. He'll pick up a couple of yards, though, out of it as he works his way up to the 46. Jacob Bakke there making the stop for the Hornets.
3rd and 4 now for the Challengers.
Up near midfield, Hutton Walker, whom we saw a couple plays ago, comes out of the lineup.
Rowan Erickson in. Looks like for kind of playing tight end. So the Challengers go double tight.
And empty.
We haven't seen this formation, I don't think, this year.
I don't think so. See what this leads to, and it leads to Farmer taking off. Farmer eludes one would-be tackler and works the ball out to midfield.
And gets the first down, more importantly.
To the 50-yard line. First down.
So the Challengers move the sticks with 5:25 left to go in the half, leading in the ball game 14-0.
Well, and that's what the Challengers, I think that's really what the Challengers would love to do here is milk a lot of this clock, not give Henley much time to do anything else, and, score some more points here before half.
Farmer with the empty backfield and trips to the right. Farmer swings it to Scaglione. He's got an open look. He'll keep his feet, works it down to the 39. Mark, I think he's saying as good as the last game was, he's not done yet this year.
No, that was a nice throw, nice reception, well-executed play for about 11 yards and a first down by the Challengers.
Well, you've brought it up. As much as I sing the praises of the running ability of Farmer and Walker, one has to remember that Scaglione was a part of that state championship 4x100 relay team last spring. He's no slouch in the speed department. That's the thing. The Challengers have speed everywhere. And we haven't seen all of them yet. Oh, here a little trickery. Scaglione, pass complete to Mikey Covey. He gets inside the 30-yard line, taken out at the 21.
Yeah, a little trickery there.
Well, and remember, of course, Caleb Scaglione saw extensive snaps as a JV quarterback. And remember in that playoff game a couple of years ago against Warrenton, with an injured Ashton Moody, Scaglione took over at quarterback for that half.
Yeah, he did, and he's quite capable of doing that. But I love it's a little reverse pass that the Challengers run and pick up about 18 yards and another first down.
4:14 to go in the half. Ball at the 22-yard line. This football is just fun to watch.
And we got a false start on the Challengers.
Yeah.
The receivers were going, but everybody else wasn't.
Yeah, I think that's Mikey Covey over there. It's like, man.
Yeah, that'll cost them 5.
Yeah. Well, the way they're moving the football tonight.
No, we've got something else going on.
Penalty goes against the Hornets.
Okay. I'm not sure. The Hornets must have done something. Maybe they're clapping on their side of the ball, and obviously, if you do something like that, clap. When a team uses clapping for their cadence, you can get called for, an illegal motion kind of thing.
Meanwhile, Farmer going to take it to the outside. Turns on the jets, gets inside the 5-yard line before he's pushed out.
Derek Farmer on the keeper, pushed out of bounds by Joe Janney.
Yeah, 15 yards around the edge for Farmer again. That's been the Challengers' best running play so far tonight, is that quarterback sweep.
Well, and who was there with the push out of bounds? His opposite, Janney.
At the 3-yard line.
So
here, let me show you how this feels.
So Challengers now over 100 yards rushing, over 100 yards passing here in the first half. 4:06 to go in the second quarter, leading 14-0.
Farmer with trips out to his left. And he's going to go ahead and take off and run. Won't be denied.
Gets down
Did he
to
break the
one.
plane?
Gets down to the 1.
So he's close.
Second down.
But an old friend of mine told me once, close only counts in hand grenades and dancing.
And horseshoes.
Yeah. So it'll bring up second down and goal. Clock running with 3:43 in the half. So one of the nice things is it chews up clock.
Yeah, the Challengers wanting to do some of that here. And it's only second down. So let's see. We've got Michael Covey. Looks like he's going to play H-back here.
Yeah, he'd be a guy I'd keep my eye on.
And we got the Wildcat going on.
Now here, Bryson Walker with it.
And he's in.
And he scores.
The 1-yard touchdown run by Walker gives the Challengers a 3-score lead.
Well, you look at that play, Mark, and you just, if you're scouting the Challengers, you got Covey there on the play. He could be, that big physical runner for them. Then you got Walker there with his speed. There's a lot of ways they can beat you out of that.
Out of that little Wildcat, absolutely. And I like how they let Walker kind of just choose a place that he can sneak through, because that play was designed to go over behind Covey, but he saw a little opening on the backside and just took what he saw as an opening to get in the end zone.
End over end on the extra point try, and Fiannaca makes it a 21-0 ball game. We will take a 1-minute timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more football action here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
You guys ever have to tackle Walker, Bryson?
I'm injured.
He looks hard to tackle to me.
21-0 ball game here at Gary H. Wheeler Field. Bryson Walker out of the Wildcats, punching it in from a yard out, following a pair of touchdown runs by Derek Farmer. End over end kick. This one will actually stay in the field of play. So on the return, carrying it, but not the return that he had really hoped for.
No, he got it.
Julian Reyes.
He caught it on the 8, and he was brought down on the 8. So he ran a long ways across the field, but really didn't gain any yardage. And again, you see Scaglione's speed on display there. And again, maybe it would have been better to let it go in the end zone, huh?
May have been. I think I'd rather have it at the
20
8 than at the 20 than have it at the 8.
Yes, exactly. I knew what you were trying to say.
Yeah. Something got lost in the execution there.
Now the Challengers, the one thing they got to be real pleased with is they have executed the best we've seen this first half.
Meanwhile, little kind of delay handoff there from Janney.
Townsend, the ball carrier. for the Hornets. Short gain on the
And
play.
that's Townsend with the carry. So Handsome back in the game, kind of as the change of pace back. Picks up a couple of yards on the play. We'll call it a 2nd down and 8. Janney and company trying to get points on the board with 2:39 left to go in the half. Now he'll go throw kind of a nice play action pass. Intended target.
Intended for Ty Montag, falls incomplete.
Montag can't hold on.
Well, he kind of threw it behind him. He had him open out there, and he got a little bit of happy feet back there, and didn't look like the Challengers had a huge rush on him, and he just threw that ball behind him. Makes it tough to catch when the ball's thrown behind you.
Well, and I wonder if at that point that's where you start hearing footsteps in the game.
Well,
I think one of the things that a lead like this does for the Challengers, it makes the other team press.
Yeah, I think that's, and if you're if you're Henley right now, you've been able to run the football. You got to stick with that. I think that's been going to be your best success. And I realize that here at the end of the half, you may have to throw it a bit, and unfortunately, a drop snap doesn't help you.
So they get the ball out to about the 12-yard line. Valiant effort there, but if ever there were a punt play, this would be one of them.
Yeah, so no gain by that time after the drop snap. And Henley looks like they're going to have to punt the football. So, I mean, this has been just, if you're a Challenger fan, this has been just as good as you could have expected this to go here in the first half.
Caleb Scaglione back at about midfield. And the snap high. That'll end up going out of the back of the end zone.
And that's going to be a safety.
At the back of the end zone for a Cascade safety.
So we'll show that play. Just one of those things where Janney's got decent height, but there's really nothing much you can do about that. Yeah, no shot at all at that.
No, that thing was so far over his head.
So now it'll set up where the Hornets will have to kick it away.
Yes.
Luke Balzotti sets up for the free kick from the Hornets.
So now they'll get ready to kick it off.
Walker and Caleb Scaglione deep for the
Luke
zone.
Balzotti getting ready to kick it away to Walker and Scaglione. And that's kind of a pick your poison situation.
It certainly is. And we'll see how that goes with the kick return here as the Challengers. They've done pretty well on punt return and kick return so far this year.
Special teams, last year they had some struggles in some areas, but this year in every phase of it, they've been good. And here's Scaglione with it, has to run back to get it. Now he's going to go ahead and take it to the outside, keeps his feet as he crosses the 30, up to the 35, just outside the 40.
Actually, a pretty good result for Henley. That was a nice, deep, high kick. And when you're kicking from your 20 to hold Cascade to just their own 40, that's a pretty good effort by your special teams and kicker.
So it'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Challengers at their own 40-yard line. 1:39 left to go in the first half of play. Stay tuned at halftime for stats and updates brought to you by the Bedford Parks and Recreation Department. The Fall Activities Guide is out now with sports leagues, classes, and activities for all. Visit playmedford.com to learn more. Seth Scaglione, well, he was in the lineup there for a second. Now he's going to be split out wide to the right. Challengers go with trips to the left. Farmer out of the shotgun, rolling out to his left. Has time, getting some pressure now, and he's just going to go ahead and launch that one over toward the Hornet bench.
Well, that was a smart move on his part. He really didn't have anybody open down the field. And so instead of taking a sack or losing yardage, just unload the football and move on. Remember, that's a rule they changed a few years ago in high school where, remember, they didn't have that rule where you could unload the football if you were out of the pocket like they have it college and pro level. In high school, they did not have that rule, but they changed it, probably 5 years ago, Jim? Something like that?
Yeah.
Where that you can now, if you're outside the tackle box, you can throw the football away. I think it's more of a safety thing, so quarterbacks aren't taking so many hits as well.
They take enough as it is. Ball at their own 40-yard line, Challengers. Now with Farmer with it, getting some pressure. Eludes one would-be tackler. We got a flag in the backfield.
Probably a hold.
And that usually brings bad news for the offense.
And I would kind of be surprised if Henley takes it here. It would be 3rd and 10 if they decline it. So let's see if they choose to take it. Because it looks like Farmer lost. Well, no, he got back to the line of scrimmage. And they are going to take it.
So that'll set up a 2nd down and 20.
Only the 3rd penalty so far for Cascade. That's better.
Yes. I don't remember where they came out last ago. Whatever it was cut way down from what we had seen weeks earlier. As this team gets more snaps out there on the field and gets in the flow of the offense, that they've been doing better in that regard. So it'll be the Walker brothers out to the right, and then trips to the left. So another empty backfield for the Challengers. Then slowly but surely seeing more and more of this look. And there, Scaglione has trouble with it. I guess at that point they're ruling it like a lateral.
I thought it was incomplete, but no, they're going to call it a lateral. Oh, no, it is a forward pass, and they're going to say it's incomplete.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Yeah, it seemed more like a...
No? Well, never mind.
Okay.
They are marking it back.
All right. And that puts it back at the 27 of Cascade Christian. Clock stopped with 1:07 left to go in the first half of play.
Well, I think somebody took a timeout. Looks like the Challengers.
All right, and while they take timeout, let's take a moment to offer thanks to those that help make Table Rock Sports and their live streams free of charge possible. Before or after the game, it was a great time to visit Dutch Bros. I think Joseph could probably use a Dutch Bros right about now to warm them up. And, it's a great place to go for your favorite beverage. Remember that Dutch Bros supports the communities that support them. And then for over 30 years, there's no better place after the game than Abby's Pizza. Make new memories at Abby's. So Challengers come out with receivers to the right. The Twins on that side are Caleb Parker.
And we got Walker in the backfield again.
A little bit of a high snap, and he'll go ahead and try to run it forward up to about the 30.
Henley's going to take another timeout.
Stop the clock and maybe try to get a possession in and maybe a score before the half.
Challengers, I think, just content to punt the football away here. And if you're Fiannaca, you got to remember that Henley's going to be a little desperate, so they're going to try and come after this thing. I would be surprised if they don't. So you got to get rid of this punt in a hurry here. With a minute left, their best chance to score is to block a punt.
And today's game is brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance, providing personal and business coverage in Grants Pass and Medford. And the Challengers kick it away, and it seems like, it's a good thing that Alex Fiannaca is a multi-position player, because I think what you would call him if he were a punter only is unemployed.
Yeah, he has not punted very many times this year. Looks like 4.
And it's a high, short kick. And Henley gets some good field position out of this.
Yeah, and that time, last 2 timeouts they called to save themselves some time on the clock here were pretty smart by Henley. And you're going to see them have an opportunity now from the Challenger 46 to maybe get some points on the board here before half.
Challenger defense out there. Nathan Cool, 78. We got Wyatt Hurley as a linebacker. Challengers and their defense has been pretty equal to the task. I don't know that any of us really expected that Henley would be scoreless at this point in the half.
No, but they've had that bend but not break mentality so far. The defense has.
Janney dropping back, looking to throw. He gets some running room now. Trying to chase him is Caleb Parker. And there's Derek Farmer with the stop. Quarterback on quarterback.
On the carry, brought down by number 12, Derek Farmer of the Challengers.
And he picked up about 4 yards, and the clock's running, 30 seconds to go.
So on the running play, clock continues to run, 25 seconds now. And here, Janney somehow eludes Challenger pressure. And now he'll go ahead and throw it in the middle of the field. And
incomplete.
Had it there for a second.
Nice hit by Scaglione. Caleb Scaglione with a hit just as the ball got to the receiver, and he's not able to corral it. Brings up third down.
Jacob Bakke there. Like I said, a couple big targets on this Henley team. Bakke at 6'3" and 190 pounds. And he had it there for a split second, but got twisted around and couldn't hang on. 3rd and 6.
Janney 0 for his last 7 throwing the football.
Janney will drop back. Here comes Scaglione with some pressure. Pass complete. So that dubious distinction has come to an end now with 6 seconds left. They'll pick up first down yardage.
Ball is placed at the 32-yard line, first down Hornets.
So it's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line, 6 seconds left. Hornets.
It gives them enough time to throw into the end zone. So if you're the Challengers, you want to make sure that you've got guys covered. No one gets behind you at this point.
Low snap. Janney getting pressure and chasing him around the field is Alex Fianaka. Janney keeps his feet, throws the pass complete, and taken down at the 22-yard line, and that will end the first half of play.
That's the end of the second quarter.
Stick around. Coming up during our Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report, we'll have a look at the scoring plays from the first half, and then Mark will have the halftime stats. Stick around. We've got plenty to show you coming right up.
They got 10 first downs.
Stock up for the fall with the Case Good sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Case Good sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserve beef and pork, like in the bag New York's, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the Case Good sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Case Good sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Here at Gary H. Wheeler Field, Field 10 at the Lithia Driveway Fields Complex, Cascade Christian Challengers locking horns with a top 4A program in the Henley Hornets. And this game, well, at least what we're seeing thus far has been, well, a little bit of a surprise so far. But, and it started out Challengers moving the football at will. And as Marcus talked about, bending but not breaking. Here's the opening score of the game. Derek Farmer getting set to run it in. And here we see some of that power that goes along with his 4.5 speed. Takes it. Spins through it, falls backwards into the end zone. That will put the Challengers on the board on their opening series of the game. That coming with 7:58, so they're doing a good job of chewing up the clock as well. And big play here later, 2:01 to go in the first. And here, Derek Farmer showing off his sprinter speed, gets to the outside, gets some good blocking, and he's off to the races. Farmer out running the posse, and the point after good by Fianaka to make it 14-0. In the second quarter, Challengers go with a little bit of a wildcat look. Bryson Walker there in the backfield. He's going to take that direct snap. Of course, also back there in that H-back spot is Mikey Covey. There's some options there. And Walker works his way through the hole and takes it home. And the Challengers end up taking a 21-0 lead. Another big play to help extend the lead on a special teams play. Janney getting set to punt it away from deep in Henley territory. He awaits the snap, but the snap ends up so far over his head, he had no real shot to rescue it. And that gives the Challengers their 23-0 lead. We'll pause for messages, and when we return, we'll be back with Mark McLemore. He'll have the halftime stats. It's here on TableRockSports.net. Challengers with a 23-0 lead.
Yeah, they're so
diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Back here at halftime, Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. And of course, with the onset of fall, think about how maybe your activities change. And do you know that the city of Medford is the largest provider of community recreation classes, programs, and sports leagues in Southern Oregon? Check out the fall program guide for hundreds of offerings at playmedford.com. Well, Mark, you got some halftime statistics for us.
Well, I do, and you know, they're not that far apart. They're certainly not as far apart as the score is here at halftime. Challengers lead at 23-0, but if you look at rushing, for example, in the first half, both teams carried the ball 14 times. Henley, 109 yards on 14 carries. The Challengers, 107 yards on 14 carries. So both teams a little over 7.5 yards a carry on the ground in the first half. passing was really the difference, and we talked about it during the broadcast. Farmer just is on target tonight. He's throwing the ball as well as I've seen him throw it. 9 for 11 for 116 yards in that first half, and the balls were on target, on time and on target from him, and the Challengers with those 116 yards. Henley, meanwhile, we've seen Janney kind of running around in the backfield a lot, and he's only 4 for 12 in that first half, throwing the ball for just 37 yards. So the Challengers with the big edge in the passing department. Return yards, Henley with none, Challengers with 10, so 233 yards of offense in the first half for Cascade Christian to just 146 for Henley. And the big difference is Henley has drove the ball down the field inside the Challenger 20 twice, or inside the 30 twice, and both times turned it over on downs. And those 2 turnover downs are really the difference in the game. I mean, if Henley scores those points on those 2 drives that they had, it's a 23-14 game instead of a 23-0 game. So Henley has moved the football. They just haven't been able to put the points on the board. I'm sure that's the discussion they're having right now at halftime, is how do we get the points on the board for moving the football like we have. And those 2 turnovers on downs really the difference. Penalties for the Challengers, 3 penalties for 25 yards. Henley 2 for 20. So penalties not really an issue for either team so far in this one. But what it has been an issue is really Henley converting those drives into points. The Challengers, have had the drives that they've had when they've got in Henley territory, they've been able to convert them for points.
Well, we've talked about the advantages that a team who has the football first to open the second half, and I would imagine, you're in Henley's shoes. You got to like the fact that you've got the football first, and probably you're kind of putting some pressure on yourself to make sure you come away with points on that. Or
well,
it's
really,
be a heck of a
I mean,
mountain to climb.
if they score on their first drive, they're down. They're down 2 scores at that point. So
right.
It's going to be interesting to see if they can do something with that first drive, because if they do and get themselves a little bit of momentum, this could be a heck of a football game in the second half.
Right. Well, that's then the interesting thing. We've been talking about the defense of the Challengers and that feeling like probably you can run on them. But I think one thing we are figuring out is passing on the Challengers is extremely difficult.
Oh, it is. The Challengers' defensive backs do a great job of covering receivers down the field. So, and when you're getting a little bit of pressure on the quarterback and he's trying to move around and throw the football, it's pretty tough to do. So they're getting some good pressure on Janney, making him not be able to stand on his spot and throw the ball. And then the receivers are being well covered down the field. So really what has to happen, I think, again, I've talked about it on the broadcast. If I'm Henley, I got to run the football.
Right.
They've been very successful. 7.8 yards per carry by Henley in the first half. And you're only down 23 points. There's plenty of time for you to run the football here and get yourself back in the game. So we'll see what they decide to do in the second half. Hopefully they don't feel like they have to get it all back at once, and they have opportunity to push the Challengers around a bit more like they did at times in the first half.
Well, you have to be hopeful if you're Henley in this regard that Henley's, running the football for them. It wouldn't necessarily be 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but rather that on any given play, especially with Janney, that he can bust it loose and make a big play and pick you up 6 in a big hurry.
Well, and we've seen Brunick and Townsend also run the football with some success in the first half. So, they've got the guys that can do it. They got the offensive line that's pushed the Challengers around at times. We'll see what they decide to do, but they kind of got behind, and it seemed like that kind of sped them up a little bit to where they wanted to throw the ball more than run it. And, they had a lot more success earlier in the first half running the football.
All right, we're going to pause for messages, and when we return, we will get you started and ready for the second half. Challengers lead at halftime, 23-0. We'll be right back.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
I'll get the next one going.
Let's see.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Here at halftime, we're getting ready for the start of the second half. The Hornets have taken the field and are getting they're stretching in. The Medford Parks and Recreation Department invites you to the Rogue Credit Union Community Complex for open swim, drop-in sports, and sports leagues, and see the events taking place at roguexmedford.com. Join the fun at the Rogue X. We're about a minute away from the start of the second half. The Henley Hornets will have the football first. Will they be able to put points on the board and to make this a brand new ball game? There's still plenty of time left, and we've seen enough glimpses of positive plays to know that with the Hornets, they could recover those points in a hurry if things break right for them.
Yeah, I think that, we've watched, you mentioned it, that both these teams well coached. Both these teams know what they need to do to win the football game. I think the Challengers did a great job of executing their offense in that first half, better than I've seen all year. And, if they continue to do that, I think they'll like the results of this game. But, it's a second half that the Henley certainly has a chance to come back. They're only down 23 points, and they've moved the football at, some stretches very well in this football game.
Challengers back at their sideline. Well, it's been interesting to watch how the Challengers have operated defensively against the Hornets. We've seen those plays where you can just tell that it's a very kind of stay-at-home type of look. And you know that in a lot of ways that kind of defensive play seems kind of counterintuitive when you're used to just flying to the ball. But you have to have that discipline, and it's served them well thus far.
Well, yeah, they want to keep Janney in the pocket as much as they can. He's very elusive when he gets outside the pocket. So they've been rushing to kind of keep him in the pocket and not let him get outside. So I'm sure they're going to try to do the same thing here in the second half.
All right, well, they've reset the clock to allow the Challengers to get loosened up. And want to remind you that Rogue Credit Union is your partner in your financial journey. And they're proud to partner with Table Rock Sports each year to bring you coverage of your favorite teams. And thank you to Avista Utilities in Southern Oregon for over 15 years in support of our local sports coverage. All right, we'll go ahead and take one final break, and then it'll be time for the second half. You're watching Oregon High School football on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes in stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Challenger special teams gathered at their sidelines. Alex Fianaka getting set to kick it away for Cascade Christian, as the Hornets will start out with the ball first to open the second half.
And as we mentioned, they put a drive together and get some points on the board here. They can feel like they've got some momentum to get right back in this football game. So for the Challengers, the key is going to be playing some defense here to start, not letting the Hornets think that they can get back in this game.
Good to see back out there on the field, to see Austin Cook, number 4. He's been another one of those guys that has had concussion trouble this year. He's out there wearing number 4, and a guy that can give the team some support as a defensive end. And here he is out there on the coverage unit for the Challengers.
Townsend and Reyes deep.
Reyes and Townsend back deep to receive.
Yeah, he's kicking into a little bit of a breeze here. Just a slight breeze here. See if he can get this one into the end zone. Last time kicking this direction, he was a bit short of the end zone.
Alex with a long kick, and it's down just at the edge of the end zone. And taking it, Reyes, he'll bring it out to about the 20, spins out of one would-be tackle, gets up to about the 22, 23-yard line. So the Hornets start out with decent field position to open up the second half.
Yeah. About a yard further than they would have got it if it went in the end zone, I guess.
Yeah. Derek Farmer running out on the field and give a call to that defensive secondary for the Challengers. They have kept the Hornet passing game in check, and that was their bread and butter against the likes of Thurston and Marist.
And I think they'll come out with some renewed energy here. Let's see how they do this.
So a running play here, and eluding a would-be tackler, picking up a bunch of nice yardage. And there with the carry is Jeremiah Brunick, and a flag coming in late.
And some sort of penalty against Henley, it looks like, because it's going to be marked. Oh, it's holding up at the 30.
Ooh. So they'll take it back to the 20.
Yeah, so give them about 9 yards on the carry, and then the penalty marked off of that.
Ball is placed at the 20-yard line. First down, 11.
So first and 11. Not a down and distance very accustomed to calling, but that's the case here after the penalty. Janney looking to throw. Pass complete. Looks like we got Reyes over there. Quickly dropped after the reception.
Reyes on the reception. Hutton Walker with the tackle for the challenge.
Julian Reyes, 5'9", 150 pounds, senior, wearing number 10.
Yeah, good little quick throw.
Play,
that time by Janney. Give him a little confidence. He had a rough first half.
Yeah, didn't he have like a stretch of 7
incomplete
pass?
Yeah, 7 in a row there at one point. Completed his last 2, though, right before the end of the half.
Well, Janney out of the shotgun. Single setback, and it's Brunick. Brunick being chased by Farmer. Farmer stringing out the play, pushes him out of bounds. Looked like it's about in the vicinity of the 27-yard line.
Carrier pushed out of bounds by Derek Farmer of the Challengers.
Brings up third down and about
Short gain on the play.
5.
Third down.
Opening drive of the second half. Hornets kind of starting in fits and starts here.
Yeah, big play here, I think, for the Hornets. They really need to get this first down and keep this drive alive.
Brunick in the backfield. Man in motion. Looks like Shively. A little bit of pressure there for Janney. Chasing him down is Caleb Parker. Throws it out of bounds, fourth down.
Nice job by the Challenger defense right there.
That brings up fourth down.
Well, I don't think enough can be said. I know a lot of times people will tell you that defense wins championships or wins football games, and it can't be said enough, I think, of the value of the Challenger defense in their play thus far on the season.
Well, and I mentioned it. I thought that's a big play because the Challengers, don't want to give them any momentum here to start the third quarter, and the defense comes up big and gets a 3 and out.
High snap, Janney kicks it downfield, and the fair catch called for.
Fair catch.
And the Challengers will start out their opening series of the second half with good field position.
Yeah, nice high kick by Janney, causing Scaglione to have to make a fair catch. I tell you what, I bet he can probably make a field goal or two, too, with a leg like that.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because I tell you what, that was a really nice punt. A lot of height, a lot of hang time. And really, Scaglione with no choice but to fair catch it.
Seth Scaglione, Caleb's cousin, coming out of the lineup. Hutton Walker will split out wide to the left as he checks in. Caleb Parker split out wide right. Slot on his side is Caleb Scaglione. Walker in the backfield, along with Derek Farmer, the quarterback. Hutton Walker, problem with the snap. Farmer just going to go ahead and throw that away.
And we'll see if that turns into a penalty. I don't think there's a receiver in the area, and he did not get it past the first down marker, so I'm guessing that's going to be intentional grounding. Yep.
It is.
Penalty flag on the
So, if you are going to throw it away, you have to throw it away so that it makes it past the first down marker, and it did not. And so that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. Well, actually, is it a spot foul? Yeah, it's a spot foul. So it's going to be way more than a 10-yard penalty.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. So
it'll be a second.
Cleared down at the 10-yard line. I don't think that's right. He wasn't that far back there when he threw the ball.
No.
That's
well bizarre.
That's crazy. It's a
2nd and 33.
That's a 35-yard penalty.
It's not mathing there. And meanwhile, Henley, you can tell they're smelling a little bit of blood in the water right now. And
Bryson Walker on the carry.
Bryson Walker getting nowhere on the play. So the ball will remain at the 10-yard line.
That's where we need a little instant replay assist, I think, because I don't think he was that far back there.
That just, it just doesn't seem right. So a 3rd and very long for the Challengers. Farmer going to run out to his right. Has a little bit of room, but some pressure. Throws it upfield. Underthrew Parker a little bit, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th down. So trouble on the snap there for the Challengers. And
yeah, just a terrible
series that just did not go well at all.
It did not.
So it'll be Fianaka getting ready to kick it away.
And actually, the more I think about that, I guess that's not really a penalty. It's just it's like a sack, right? Really for a Farmer.
But this could have been one of those back-breaking drives, but not to be.
No. And Henley's going to get a lot better field position than they had to start the third quarter.
And there, punt return, Bryson Walker with the wicked hit. Yet after it's all said and done, Henley with good field position on this series.
So a 3 and out for the Challengers after the intentional grounding call gives Henley the football back at the Challenger 45.
Ball is placed at the 45-yard line of the Challenger.
Well, I struggle to remember when Henley's had field position this good in the game.
Other than, remember the one punt right before half when they got it right in this area? But other than that, they've been starting way back on their side of the field. So now they have a short one here to work with. 8:09 to go in here in the third quarter.
Balky and then carrying the football. Picking up a couple of yards on the play is
on the carry for the Hornets.
Brunick.
Gain of 2 on the play, stopped by a host of Challengers.
And that'll bring up about a second down and 7, maybe 8. We're at 7:43, clock moving here in the third. Janney dropping back, looking to throw, but now gets pressure. And moving in on him is Wyatt Hurley.
And he picks up a couple of yards, though, at least.
Joe Janney carries the ball forward for a gain of 1 on the play. That brings up third down.
So it'll be a third and manageable. Ball at the 42-yard line.
Well, and you got to figure, with Henley being, anytime they're on the Challenger side of the field, they're going to be going for, it's going to be 4-down territory for them from here on out, being this, this far behind in the football game. So with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter, we'll see what they choose to do. They probably call a play that if they don't get the first down, they get some yards and be ready for.
But there's Seth Scaglione. He's eluded, and Challengers come crashing on, and they tackle him in the backfield.
Yeah, 7-yard sack that time for the Challengers. Nice job of getting some pressure on him when they needed to.
Loss of 7 on the play. That brings up
So the Challenger defense with another big play. And it'll bring up fourth down.
Both offenses so far in the second half sort of having their issues getting going. Henley with now their second 3 and out here in the third quarter. And the Challengers obviously had one as well.
Janney kicking the ball away. And it is taken, I believe that is Walker with it. Walker out across the 20-yard line to the 25. Out past the 30. Up to past the 40.
There's 4 flags back at the 10-yard line, so
usually not good for the return team.
No, I guarantee you it's a hold or a block in the back. I could see it from here. So this one's coming back. The Challengers will get it first down from about the 5 because it'll be half the distance to the goal. And well, actually, it looks like it's at the 12-yard line. So. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, 5-yard penalty against the Challengers, and they'll get it first and 10 at the 5 or so.
Not really the way you want to start.
No,
an
but
ugly start to the second half for both teams.
Yeah, both teams struggling to get anything going here.
In some cases, penalties, Challengers have hurt themselves.
Well, that intentional grounding, like I said, you've got to be smart and you got to throw that ball past the first down marker, or not, past the yard marker. The line of scrimmage is really what it is. You got to throw it past the line of scrimmage. And Farmer threw it out of bounds, but he didn't throw it out of bounds past the line of scrimmage.
Hey, speaking of Farmer, look where he's lined up.
Yeah, because we got Walker in the backfield again with the Wildcat.
Walker with it.
And he dropped the football.
And stripped loose.
Henley touchdown.
Henley touchdown. Henley gets on the board. You can kind of tell a stunned reaction here. But they do that Wildcat with Farmer split out wide to the left, and
I have a feeling we might not see that again in this game.
I don't think so. I don't think I'd run it again. We'll try this again some other time.
Yep. And Walker, just as he's trying to make a cut, he gets the ball punched out, and Henley falls on it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And
they got to go for 2 here pretty much.
Yeah.
So I see them. Yep. I don't see them kicking it.
No.
They're going to go for 2.
So score 23-6. Things just got a little bit more interesting. Hornets going to go for 2. And Janney with it. And he won't be denied.
He got in.
He did.
Yep, he's good.
And so it's a 15-point ball game. Henley, with a sudden turn of events here, has made it interesting here in the third. We will take a timeout and be back with more on TableRockSports.net.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as the fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
So the Hornets get a chance to kick it away to the challengers. Find themselves now down by 15. Bouncing kick. Fielded by Hutton Walker. Walker takes the ball up to the 37-yard line, where the challengers will take over. Well, at least they're not deep in their own territory.
They got to be happy about that.
But I would imagine if you're Coach John Gutman and company, you would like to come up with an answer here.
Yeah, that's got to be the key, is keep the football for a little bit too, and not just give it right back to Henley.
Seth Scaglione's going to split out wide to the left. Fianaka is also on his side. Pair of receivers on the right side. We've got Caleb Parker and Caleb Scaglione. Scaglione in motion to the left side now. And Farmer getting immediate pressure, and he's taken down, wrapped up in the backfield by the Hornets.
Farmer sacked in the backfield by LJ Venegas.
And this third quarter is having a very different feel now than it did earlier, as right off the bat, a loss of 8 here on first down for the challengers. They got to come up with some answers.
So a 2nd down and 18. Venegas there with the big stop. Hornets feeling their momentum right now. Farmer dropping back, looking to throw. Pass complete to Caleb Scaglione. He's across midfield, keeps his feet, gets across the 30, down to just outside the 25.
Well, and that's the answer right there. Hit your receiver over the middle for a 42-yard gain, and that'll get you some momentum back.
And Farmer put that on a string.
Well, we talked about it. That's the same throw he made earlier in the first half to Skaggs over the middle. Again, they ran that same route, and another on the money pass from Farmer.
Scaglione in motion. Derek throws the ball. Nice catch made there in traffic. That is Scaglione. And that'll move the chains for the challengers.
And you notice they're putting Scaglione in motion, and then just turning him up the field and throwing him the ball.
Now the Challengers will come out with trips to the right side. Bryson Walker in the backfield. Farmer going to take off and run with it. Burrows his way ahead. Picks up a couple of yards on the play.
Short gain on the play. Second down.
So that'll bring up a second down and long for the Challengers. Ball down at the 14-yard line of Henley. Left side, you got Parker and Caleb Scaglione. Got an H-back. That's Covey on the right side. They'll hand it to Walker. Walker's got running room. Touchdown, Challengers.
15 yards out for Walker. And that time a little misdirection play. And I'll tell you what, that hole was wide open that time. And he's able to hit it at full speed, and you're not going to catch him when he hits it at full speed.
I think he could drive the beast through that.
That thing was, yeah, that was a big hole that time.
So the Challengers, dare I say, they needed that score. And now it's 29-8, pending the extra point try of Alex Fianacca. Out of the hold of Caleb Scaglione. Kick up, and it's blocked. Whistle blows, and that will put an end to that play. But the Challengers come up with a score here with 3:13 left to go in the third. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back with more football action on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Cascade Christian leading in the ball game 29-8. Gets set to kick it away here in the third. Townsend back deep to receive. I believe we got Reyes also back there.
Yeah, that was a very important drive for the Challengers. Henley had made a nice run there and had put some pressure on the Challenger offense, and they were able to respond by that big play over the middle for 42 yards from Farmer to Scaglione. Just kind of really settled the offense in so they could get some more points on the board there in the third quarter.
So the Hornets will take over. Thank you, Sherms Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon for 30 years of sponsorship with Table Rock Sports. Great community partners. If you shop at Sherms, they will save you money. Hornets take the field after the Challengers answer Henley's earlier touchdown score. Janney with Brunick in the backfield. Twins to the left and right. Janney throws the ball, and it's complete. Short pickup on the play.
With the reception for the Hornets. Bryson Walker on the tackle.
And end up getting pretty decent yardage out of the play.
Yeah, I got about 6 on it.
So that'll bring up a second down and 4 for Henley. We'll come out now with trips to the left. Here comes Sescaglione. A lot of pressure there. Pass caught. But there quickly, Alex Fianacca with the stop for Cascade.
Boy, he read that like a book. That was going to be a screen to Brunick, and Fianacca just saw that all the way and was standing there when Brunick caught the football, and really no gain on the play.
Third down.
So that'll put the ball at the 25-yard line. 3rd down and 4.
2:08 to go here in the third quarter. Challengers leading. And Henley trying to get something going here.
Pair of receivers out to the left. H-back on the left side. Now they'll throw the pass. It is complete. 1st down yardage and more for Henley as they get out across the 40 down to the 42.
By Alex Fianacca, the Challengers. Play results in a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a nice little pass play. Hit the tight end, I believe. Kind of just flared out on the right side and really only pretty open out there.
Well, I like with Henley that they get a lot of guys involved in that offense, be it the tight end or the receivers. Brunick. Out there, number 17, we see Brian Vaughn in the ball game. Sescaglione with pressure. And now Janney will roll out to his left. Ball downfield, and it's caught! 1st down yardage and more. There with the reception is Kai Montag.
Yeah, Janney did a great job of just getting away from the Challenger rushers again and able to complete that ball down the field.
Ball is placed at the Challengers' 30-yard line. 1st down. Hornets.
38 yards on the big pass play that time, and just a great job of scrambling around by Janney and finding his receiver down the field.
So Hornets find themselves at the 30 of the Challengers with 1:44 left to go in the 3rd. So plenty of time left to go in this ball game. And the Hornets have signaled they're not done yet.
No, absolutely. They've executed much better here in the second half.
They'll hand the ball off. Not much happening here on 1st down.
Brunick on the carry.
Brunick might get a yard, maybe 2 on the carry. Clock continues to run with about a minute and a half. And actually by the spot of the ball,
He
we're going to say he
lost.
lost.
On the play, 2nd down.
Yeah, it looked like he lost a couple of yards to me on that one, and they do move it back.
So that'll put it back at the 32. Brunick in the backfield along with Janney. Twin receivers to each side. Janney dropping back, looking to throw. He's going to roll out to his right under pressure from Caleb Parker. This time can't connect with his intended target. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, had Montag out there and just good coverage that time. It would look like it was Bryson Walker running with him and not able to get him the football.
So, spoiler alert for some of you, but if you happen to be a college football fan, want to pass this along to you. Oregon State leading Houston 14-3. 5:47 left to go in the 2nd. And I got to be careful how I say this because I'm sandwiched in between a Mariners fan and a Giants fan. But the Dodgers do lead the Mariners 3-1. Now, dropping back. And there's Michael Covey with a big drop. Well, you remember that 3rd and 30-odd something that the Challengers had earlier?
Yes.
I think the Hornets will definitely...
Yeah,
the degree of difficulty's been added here.
Well, and they're going to punt the football, it looks like, to me, which is probably the only thing you can do here.
My goodness.
Every time Henley starts to get some momentum, that Challenger defense steps up and says, not so fast.
So, yeah, they're putting that up on the board as a 4th down and 30. Oh, no. The problem there with the snap. And now the Challengers, when it rains, it pours.
And Janney not very happy. I don't know if you saw that, but he just took the football and threw it to the creek, over the fence, clear down the hill.
Oh, man.
So I can understand his frustration. I mean,
yeah.
That's the second snap over his head tonight, and that one, of course, sets the Challengers up in awesome field goal or awesome field position.
So the ball now at the 20-yard line of Henley for the Challengers. They got Caleb Parker and Caleb Scaglione out wide left. Covey in the H-back spot. They'll hand to Walker. Walker explodes through. And he's near another Challenger first down.
That's the end of the third quarter.
End of the third. Challengers with some momentum here. 29-8 Challengers. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value, toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at Abby's.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Order because of the sacks and intentional groundings and everything else that happened.
Back here at Lithia Driveway Fields, opening the fourth quarter. Challengers with the ball. 2nd and 1. Scaglione in motion. And
hand it to Walker.
Off.
Bryson Walker on the carry. Penalty flag.
And a flag on the play.
What have we got? Is it a hold? What is that? That was really weird. It looked like he threw that flag when there was a scrum going on. I don't know how you throw a flag when a scrum was going on. Well, unless there's something extracurricular happening.
Well, that was
and
my
it's a
first
face
thought.
mask. It's a face mask. So there you go. Against Henley. So that should be like half the distance to the goal, I think.
Yep, that'll put them down at the 5.
So it's about a 5-yard penalty, I guess. About that.
First and goal, Challengers from the 4-yard line.
$11:42 to go in the game. And Walker in the backfield with Farmer. Farmer going to go ahead and roll to his left. Has room. Spins into the end zone. Touchdown, Challengers. Farmer kind of lets that play set up.
Yeah, I don't think it was designed for him to run it in like he did. He's looking for a receiver over the middle, doesn't have him, and just kind of takes it himself.
Well, that's how you take care of that.
Well, you mentioned it. He's got that speed to the edge, and so when you have that, you can certainly use it when you get in those kinds of situations, and he did right there.
Fianacca, the point after, out of the hold of Caleb Scaglione. Long snapper is Wyatt Hurley. The kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good. Penalty flags on the play.
I guess before we move too fast, we'll see what this penalty flag is all about. One would probably think that whatever we have here would be assessed on the kickoff.
Or, yeah, maybe on the kickoff or declined if it was a foul that would not be assessed on the kickoff.
Nonetheless, they gather at their sideline, and so we will go ahead and take a quick timeout and be back in 1 minute.
Penalty goes against the Hornets.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
With expert advice and helpful tools like our room visualizer, it's easy to see yourself enjoying your perfect floors.
What just happened?
That's the One Effect.
Whoa.
Right now, laminate starts at only $1.99 a square foot. Carpet just 99 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing. Only at Lippert's Carpet One, Medford and Grants Pass.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
So the penalty will take the kick to the 50-yard line. So we have an idea what will happen here.
Yeah, it's a field goal.
Yeah.
He actually...
So now, if that were, let me see here, what, 60?
That's a 60-yard. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we know he can kick it.
Well, he got like 5 steps to run up on it, though. You don't
Right.
get that when you're kicking a field goal.
No, you won't. But it does make a little bit of a statement.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So Henley will get the ball, trailing 36-8 with 11:19 left to go. Well, here we go, Mark, with another week of kind of the unexpected.
Well, I think we're seeing a challenger team that's playing a lot better than we've seen them play. I mean, it's to me it's a lot better, more especially offensively, executing their plays.
Here, Janney's going to run with the football. He'll cross the 20-yard line and has plenty of running room, and he'll pick up a good chunk of yardage on that to bring up a second and short.
Yeah, it gets about 9. But like I said, the offense has really executed tonight, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 drives. They've really moved the football. The passing by Farmer has been better than we've seen all year, and so that's helped as well.
Janney, once again, 5-receiver set, empty backfield. He'll go ahead and swing it, completes the pass out to the right, but Farmer there with a wicked hit.
Jesse Smith on the reception. Derek Farmer with the tackle for the Challengers.
He got about 4 yards and did pick up a first down on that. That's
Jesse Smith with the reception. He wants the license number of that truck.
He does. That was a very nice hit by Farmer.
Yeah, the license number is 12. Ball at the 31, 1st and 10.
And the Challenger defense seems to be a little pumped up after that touchdown by the Challengers earlier.
Handsome Townsend on the carry, loses a yard on the play to bring up 2nd down and 11. 10 minutes left to go in the contest. Clock running with 9:52. Jesse goes ahead and throws it out there, and Janney, I should say, and picks up enough for the first down.
Pass complete to Jacob Baki for the Hornets.
And there with the reception is Jacob Baki.
Ball is placed at the 41-yard line.
So now I got the ball at the 41. 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
Yeah, another first down. They've picked up a lot of first downs in this game. They just don't have a lot of points to show for it.
Townsend in the backfield, along with Janney. Now getting some pressure from Caleb Parker, and Parker
is going to run him out of bounds.
Caleb Parker with the sack.
And we've seen a lot of that tonight.
Pushes Joe Janney out of bounds.
And another big loss.
Well, how about that defensive scheme for the Challengers this evening?
Well, what it is the secondary is doing an outstanding job of covering the receivers down the field. You know, we've seen that from the Challengers previously, but they are just really doing a nice job tonight.
Second and very long. Janney now going to have to take off and run. Shows off his speed there. Keeps his feet. He's out across the 40-yard line, out near midfield. Bryson Walker with the tackle. Stopped him right about midfield at the 49.
Yeah, he picked up 24 yards. Really nice run by him, and he's been their best rusher as well as their passer, obviously, tonight.
Well, he is certainly athletically very impressive. And you mentioned, in so many cases, very cool under pressure.
Yeah, he keeps his head about him. You can see that he's played the position for a while.
And meanwhile, Challengers, Parker slowing up Townsend. And that'll bring up a fourth and about 3 or 4.
That brings up fourth down.
Yeah, and of course Henley at this point is going to go for it. And you can hear the coaches yelling, "Watch the ball," because you don't. If you're a challenger, you don't want to get an offside call here on a 4th and 3.
Ball snap. Janney dropping back, looking to throw. Erickson there with some pressure, and then the ball caught.
What a great catch!
And with the reception for Henley, Kai Montag.
Yeah, nice catch and a good, even better throw right over the top.
4-yard line, first down, Hornets.
Well, I'm thinking, obviously, other than the score, if you got Janney, you're not out of the game.
I tell you what,
or you won't quit on you, that's for sure.
28 yards on the completion.
Ball at the 24. And they hand to Townsend. Townsend keeping his feet, showing determination there as he crosses the 20-yard line.
Townsend on the carry for the Hornets. Stopped by a host of challengers.
And I'll take it back down to the 18.
Yeah, give him 7 yards on the carry.
Gain of 7 on the play, second down.
6:06 remaining. Henley hanging tough. Pair of receivers on each side. Janney looking left. Now it takes off to the right and knocking it away. There with the defense is Bryson Walker.
And you can see how well the challengers have been guarding the receivers down the field. And that's another example right there of Bryson Walker cutting in front and knocking that pass away. And that's what the challengers have done all night in the defensive secondary, sticking to those guys down the field.
So we got a 3rd and 3.
5:42 here to go in the 4th quarter. Challengers leading.
And now here's Janney with it. He
Touchdown.
explodes out of the backfield, and he scores.
Yeah, nice job that time of faking the handoff, and then 18 yards later, he's in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that kid can move.
He's an athlete, that's for sure. $18 yards on the touchdown. And Henley's back on the board.
And they're going to go for 2. And so they'll come out with Twins on each side. Now a man in motion to the right. Janney gets it away quickly and quickly enough, and quick release there. And Montag there with the reception. So the 2-point conversion is good. It's 36-16. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $18 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
36-16, and now the Hornets will kick it away. And there, Caleb Parker.
Nice play by Caleb. That was a really good onside kick, and Caleb gets his hands up there and catches that football because that was a tough catch, and he made a nice play on it.
No, a really good heads-up play by him, and it's one of those things I'm sure you don't necessarily spend a whole lot of time working on, but at the same time it's critical. And there he does the right thing, and wasn't an easy play to pull off, and the Challengers get it now with excellent field position. 1st and 10.
And would love nothing better than to run the football and the clock out here with 5:34 to go in the 4th. And John Getman didn't like something he saw, calls timeout.
So while Coach Getman calls a timeout, this will give us an opportunity to welcome back Lippert's Carpet One of Medford and Grants Pass, State Farm agent Rory Wold of Medford, and Crater Car Wash in the Rogue Valley. We thank you for partnering with Table Rock Sports again in 2025. 3 great additions to our sponsor roster. And for almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. 5:34 left to go in the ball game. Discussion ensues along the sideline, and
well, and I'm sure there's, protecting, taking care of the ball, those kinds of things being discussed, because the only way that Henley gets another opportunity here, you don't want to give them the ball quick. You want to run some clock here at least, and try to get a couple first downs and put this game away.
Farmer hands to Walker. Walker keeps his feet. He's to the 30, the 20. The 10, he takes it to the hizzy for another Challenger touchdown.
54 yards on the play, just when you say you want to run a little clock. Well, or you can get a touchdown, I guess.
Well, I was going to say the operative word here is run.
Oh, man. And it didn't take him long, did it?
No, he manages to go from being small to getting smaller, in our view, in a hurry.
Oh, my goodness. And you're just not going to catch him if he gets by you, as you can see from that example right there. 54 yards on the touchdown, and now the extra point coming up.
Oh, my goodness. What a game. 42-16. Extra point try by Fianaka, good. Challengers now lead 43-16. We will take a timeout and we'll be back after these messages.
Yeah, they run blitzed and
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserve beef and pork, like in the bag New York's, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
5:23 left to go in the contest. Challengers put another one on the board on an electric run by Bryson Walker. Alex Fianaka getting set to kick it away.
5:23 to go here in the football game.
Challengers looking to run their record to 5-0. This kick remains in the field of play. And we have a flag on the play. And we'll see what comes of this.
Couple of flags down. Holding against Henley.
Holding Hornets.
Be half the distance to the goal from the 15, so 7-yard penalty against Henley.
Well, put it back about the 8.
Yeah.
So 5:16, Henley now. The mountain they got to climb just got a little bit steeper.
Yeah. I noticed that it was 12 seconds between those last two touchdowns. So Henley scored, 12 seconds later the Challengers score.
So much for chewing up the clock.
Yes.
Instead, they chew up the yardage and pick up points.
Brunick on the carry for the Hornets.
Clock running with 5:05 left to go.
Fianaka on the stop for the Challengers. Derek Cox in a quarterback.
Now we're inside 5 minutes to go. Got to change at quarterback. Derek Cox, 5'9" sophomore in the ball game. He's got trip receivers out to the left, single to the right. Completes the pass. But there, Hutton Walker to immediately drop him.
For the Hornets. Short gain on the play. Third down.
So third down and maybe about 6. Clock continuing to run. Cox gaining some experience here. Handed off. And a nice running play there for the Hornets.
Brunick on the carry. Bryson Walker.
And that's Brunick taken down by Bryson Walker, but not.
He got 10 yards on that. Nice run by him.
3-yard line, first down.
One of his bigger runs of the day.
Moves the ball out to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 with clock running with 3:40 left to go. Cox completes the pass.
I think that's Brunick again.
To Brian Vaughn.
Oh, no.
Brian Vaughn.
Vaughn.
6-foot senior. Challenger defense immediately closing in on him.
Short gain on the play, 2nd and 9.
Picked up about a yard or two on the play. Bring up a 2nd down and 9. Cox dropping back, looking to his left. Pass. Well, it was complete there for a second, and it ends up getting jarred loose.
Hutton Walker almost picked that off. He got in there and got his hands in front of the ball, but just not able to hang on to it.
So a 3rd down and 9. The incomplete pass stops the clock. Late in the ball game. Coming up next for the Challengers, they're headed over to the Klamath Basin to play the Pelicans next week.
Their first league game. And it's interesting this year because Phoenix, traditionally, Phoenix, a 4A school in all other sports, as well as Klamath, a 4A school in all other sports, are playing 3A football this year, and the Challengers have both of those teams in their league.
Henley sticking to the ground game.
Short gain on the play brings up 4th down.
And it'll be a 4th down for the Pelicans. Clock running with 2:16 left to go.
I think we're just a few knees away from this one being over, as Henley looks like they're going to punt the football, and then the Challengers, I would assume, would be in victory formation here to close this one out. And what we thought was going to be a much closer ball game, the Challengers just played beautifully and executed wonderfully tonight. And
Caleb Scaglione on the return, out past midfield. So they'll take over with time winding down on the game. So it looks like Challengers got some reserves in the lineup. See Ryan Froughton out there. And
Challengers take over.
1:45 left to go.
First down.
And I would suspect that they would just take knees, but we'll see how that. Yeah,
all over, but the shouting.
Walker's back in the backfield pretty far, so I'm guessing this is just going to be a kneel down.
So that'll bring up 2nd down, and the clock starts running again.
For the Challengers. 2nd down.
Farmer will be watching that back, Judge, as the play clock winds down. Take as much time as possible.
Eric Farmer downs the ball for the Challengers.
Discover the vibrant lifestyle at Twin Creeks Retirement in Central Point. Enjoy spacious apartments, gourmet dining, and enriching activities in a welcoming community. Learn more at twincreeksretirement.com. Clock down to 37 seconds. 3rd down now.
Farmer downs the ball.
Farmer downs it. And we're moving in on the end of the game. The Cascade Christian Challengers, it's kind of been their MO lately that they'll start out strong and just stand on the gas, making it difficult for any opponent to try to make a comeback.
That's the ball game.
So now the Challengers, they're 5-0. defeating the Henley Hornets, one of the top teams in the Oregon 4A, by a score of 43-16. We'll take a 2-minute break, and when we return, we'll be back with our post-game report here on TableRockSports.net.
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
Hey, it's that time of year again. Time for our huge truckload and meat bonanza at Food for Less. Choose from Chairman's Reserves beef and pork, like in the bag New Yorks, tri-tips, boneless pork loins, and bone-in pork shoulder butts. And we also cut it just the way you want for free. Look for all your bonanza savings on our Facebook and Sherm's Thunderbird website. So remember, always shop at our bonanzas and save. Coming soon, watch for the meat bonanza near you.
Stock up for the fall with the Cascade sale at Sherm's. Get great savings and stock up on canned fruits and vegetables, chili, pasta, and more. Stock up for the fall with the Sherm's Cascade sale, coming soon to all Sherm's locations.
20, 30, 45, 55, 62.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value, toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at abbys.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
Back here at Gary H. Wheeler Field, Lithium Driveway Field Complex, Challengers run their record to 5-0 with a defeat of the Henley Hornets. Starting early, opening drive of the game, it is Derek Farmer. We'll stop this right here. We need to take this baby back a little bit further. Let's try that. Okay, we'll get these video clips up here for you. Let's hear on this play. We'll just go ahead and show you the replay of this touchdown. I had that up in our queue for whatever reason. But they're blasting a hole in there to make it a 29-8, and that was a key touchdown coming up in the third quarter. Bryson Walker scoring on a 15-yard touchdown run. The PAT was blocked, and that got the Challengers going in the second half. But going all the way back to the beginning of the game, it is Derek Farmer getting in early for the Challengers. Opening drive of the game for Cascade Christian. Farmer showing some strength to go with his speed. On the short run, he'll take it to the right side, spins through, goes and lands in the end zone on his back to give the Challengers a 6-0 lead, followed by the point after by Alex Fianaka. Then on the Challengers, Farmer this time, an electric long run here. He's going to run from 59 yards out. Takes it to the outside. Nice blocking by Fianaka and company. He'll end up sprinting through the hole and takes it home. After Fianaka's point after, the Challengers find themselves with a 14-0 lead. Bryson Walker, the go-to guy in the running game. Here he gets an opportunity to score. And they do so with that Wildcat formation. And on this particular instance, the Challengers end up picking up 6 more. And then there goes Walker for the touchdown. Takes it home. And with that, the Challengers take the 21-0 lead after the extra point by Fianaka. Now here, and I think this is just where it illustrates just the trouble that the Hornets found themselves in punt play. And they had a couple of times where they really got killed by snaps in the punting game. This one so far over the head of Janney, the quarterback, that there's nothing you can do about it, and it ends up being a safety, and the Challengers taking that 23-8 lead. And we showed you early in the second half the Challengers getting the touchdown from Walker. Here is Henley on their first score of the game. And this came with 5:46 to go. Challengers with the ball, but they end up going to that Wildcat again, and this time trouble as Walker spun around. They stripped the ball away. And there you have it with the Challengers on the score. Derek Farmer with the game 29-8, and this is where you definitely want to answer any threat by the opposition with the score to let them know you're not going to get back in it. You can see here, really looked like a designed pass, but Farmer finds the edge, takes it home as the Challengers score. Then with the game at 36-8, it'll be Janney showing off his chops as a running quarterback. This is really an impressive run by Janney here. Just picks up a head of steam, and away he goes. The 2-point conversion good to make it 36-16. And then the final score of the game, the hand to Bryson Walker, who had 89 yards rushing on the night. He explodes out of there. Nobody's going to catch him. Point after good to make it 43-16. So the Challengers take away the win, and here with the tail of the tape, here's Mark McLemore.
Well, we talked about it a little bit in the first half. Really Henley did move the ball again. Stats for Henley, 18 total first downs in this football game. Rushing yards, 32 carries for 117 yards. That's 3.5 yards, 3.6 yards per carry. And the passing, from Janney, 14 for 26 for 149 yards. So 266 yards of offense for Henley running and passing, 20 yards in return, so a total of 286 yards. So they had 286 yards of offense, but only 16 points to show for it. And a lot of that came with some of the mishaps that they had in the, whether it was, snapping the ball over the head of the quarterback. There was some sacks and some various situations, turnovers on downs. They had 2 of those as well. They had 6 penalties for 65 yards. And so they moved the football, but they just weren't able to really cash in the points like the Challengers did. So for Cascade Christian, they only had 14 first downs in this game. But they ran the ball 22 times for 153 yards. That's 6.9 per carry. And a lot of that had to do with, you mentioned, Walker with a couple of huge runs for the Challengers for touchdowns. Passing on the night, though, Derek Farmer, this is the best we've seen him. 11 for 14 tonight for 170 yards. And he was throwing balls right on his receivers all night long. So 323 yards of offense running and passing for the Challengers. They also had 35 yards in returns. Total offense for Cascade Christian, 358. So they outgained Henley 358 to 286, which really, isn't a lot of yardage. But look at all the points difference, and how the Challengers cashed in when they had the opportunities to do so. Only 4 penalties for 30 yards tonight for Cascade Christians. That's a lot better. And I just the offensive execution by the Challengers tonight is what really impressed me. They executed their offense well, and they really only had one bad series, where they got the intentional grounding. And other than that, they were on it all night long offensively, and that's really was the difference in this one.
Well, you think about how this game turned out in terms of what we expected versus what happened. And again, but it just seemed like it was another game, not unlike Siuslaw, where the Challengers jumped out early.
Yep.
And they ended up, there was that bend but not break, but somehow in that bending, they get the place they need when they need them, and then they go on long enough, and then they end up starting to make the big plays to finish it off.
Well, and really, this is, like I said, this is the best offensively executed game we've seen. And we've seen that with the Challengers over the years. They tend to execute better as the season goes along.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight, they knew against this Henley team that they were going to have to execute offensively.
Yeah,
and
they
really did. They really did at the times they had to.
Yes. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Gary H. Wheeler Field in Medford, where the Cascade Christian Challengers run their record to 5-0 on the season with the victory over Henley. Tune in next week at 7 o'clock as the Challengers take to the road to take on the Klamath Union Pelicans. We'll be there with the coverage. Kickoff time at 7 o'clock. We'll be going to air about 6:45. For our cameraman, Joseph Brett, and Mark McLemore, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great weekend.